So welcome back to the channel. So it's going to be on working on the Civic. I'm pretty sure we have a head gasket issue. So it was starting to overheat, and then I was checked the radiator, and there was coolant coming out, or there was most of the coolant was going into the overflow. So most of the coolant was all going into the overflow, and then as well as when I smell it, it smells like fumes rather than just a normal coolant smell. So I'm pretty sure there's something up with the head gasket. So I'm just going to do a leak down test first, just to be sure that it's the head gasket and nothing else. I have checked the thermostat and that works still, and the water pump still works, because when I accelerate, put the throttle or put some throttle, the water moves, so that tells you that the water pump's working. So that's still working. So I'm just going to do a leak down test. So I was going to do a leak down test, but I decided against it, and I'm not going to actually touch this engine for now. I want to get this done as quickly as possible. So instead of trying to sort this engine out, I'm just going to swap this engine for the coupe, which is a D16, and I know it's running. Got a lot less miles. It's never been abused, so it's going to be a lot more reliable, hopefully. Bit dirty, whatever, but we can clean that up, so it doesn't really matter. And it's also this here car is a 2001, so it's the same. It's OBD2B, both the same. So the harness, engine harness is exactly the same, and I can just switch to ECUs once I get past the immobilizer. It's going to be a lot better. We're going to have a bit more power with the D16. But this car's been sitting for a while, so it definitely needs a service. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be getting these switching the engines out, and then once it's in, hopefully there's no issues. And even if there is issues, we already have issues with this one, and I'd rather be working on something with a bit more power, and I can then possibly do a VTEC swap at some point. But for now, I'm just going to be putting this in stock, cleaning it up, and we just know it's going to be a better engine for this car, because it hasn't been abused and a lot less miles on it, so the parts aren't as worn out. So I'm just going to go ahead and start and get the try and pull this engine out. engine's almost out. It's just got the wire in to get behind here sorted, so I'm just going to take this intake manifold off. You don't actually have to take it off, but I'm going to be swapping it with the other engine anyway, so I may as well take it off now to make it easier to get to the wiring, so it's a lot quicker to take off. So I'm going to just head and remove the intake manifold and loosen up the wires, and then we should be able to then pull out the engine and then move on to the getting that one out.
Click off there.
so I just finished pulling out both of the engines here. It's actually the next day. I just pulled it out and then I finished up, and I just came back out now today. We got both of the engines pulled. So we got this one, the D14, as well as this one is the D16 Y7. So it's not actually a VTEC one. So I plan to put this good one back into the actual Civic here, and the coupe here is just sitting there. I bought this about a year ago, and it's just been sitting at the back. I bought it for cheap. I think it was €300. So basically, it was running, but all the brakes were seized, so I just had to take the brakes off to roll it down here, and then I just tucked it away in the corner. It's just been sitting there since, but finally got a use for it. I do plan to do some other stuff with this at some point, but for now we just got the engines out. Start off with, I'll actually want to switch around the gearboxes, because I do know in the D14 have a shorter second and third gear. So I changed my mind again, and I'm actually going to just keep the D16 gearbox on. I just remembered there's a grinding when you change from second to third in the D14 box. So I'd rather not have that, and I'd rather just not bother with having just purely having shorter gears, because any times you're high RPM, the gears crunch from second to third. So I'd rather have nice smooth gears, even if they're a bit longer. So we're just going to switch out the cover and some other cleaner parts, because a lot of the parts on this one are rusty. So we don't want to have any rusty parts on. So I'm going to go ahead, take all the good bits off this and stick it on there, and also I will clean down the whole block and get a block cleaner, get rid of all the oil. Okay, I just brought the engine back inside. I got everything cleaned up. It's looking a lot cleaner. As you can see, the block's all clean now, and the clutch is a lot cleaner. So we do have a leak on the oil pan, and I want to sort that, but I don't have a gasket, so I'm gonna have to wait for that to arrive. But I can put it on the car for now anyway, while I'm waiting for the parts, or the service parts. So I'll probably be doing the timing belt, water pump, switching with the old one, since there's only 20k miles on it. I know I probably should just get a new one, but I just want to get it running, and I know the timing belt's only 20,000 miles on it, and the water pump's new as well, so I'll just check how they look, and if they look good I'll switch on to the D16. Hopefully in the next video we should be probably cleaning up the rocker cover. I put new seals in and spark plug seals in the D14 one with the blue cover, and they're already leaking, so I think something up with the actual cover itself, not just the seals, is worn out or something like that. I'm not sure, but I had put new ones in and they're already leaking, which they shouldn't be doing that. I'll just use this here cover and I'll paint it blue just like the other one. So in the next video we should hopefully get this back into the car and get it running. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.